Hey guys, happy Monday. Hope you guys are doing well. A couple things we're going to do today is just a quick fun practice session on a left-hand bass line. We're currently in the middle of a 5-week course for, I think we have 30 people or so that are in it, and we're doing Blues Volume 1 in all keys. And we're just using one bass line. We're just using C, G to C, A, so it's like this for the first example. So for my more advanced students, we're starting to talk about different bass lines, and I've actually written out, I want to say, about 20 different bass lines. So I just wanted to show you guys one today. So if you're coming into the chat, say hello, leave a comment, tell me how your morning is going, and let's just go ahead and dig into this one. So in all of my courses, we talk about the theory behind your right hand licks and your bass line. So first thing is very simple. Just know your C scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, so that now you know, you can think in terms of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this particular bass line comes right out of the triad C, E, G. So 1, 3, 5 of the major scale. And then you use the 6th note of the major scale. So the bass line rhythm will be this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now let's just talk about a couple of things that are important. One is figuring out how the hands lock up, right? So I'm playing this lick, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And in my left hand, you have a syncopated rhythm. You have this. A syncopated means on the offbeat. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So 2 syncopated rhythms right there. You have the and of 2 and the and of 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and then it's on the beat 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 3 and 4. Now what I like to do is separate the hands also, right? Let me just fix my screens here. Good morning, everyone. I'm gonna like my own video. No, I already did. That's sad. All right, so here's what we're going to do: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the first thing I'm thinking is, all right, where do the syncopations happen? The and of 2 and the and of 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if I'm doing my right hand lick, which is the very first example in volume 1, I do 1 and 2 and. There it is right there. So the C needs to line up against the 3rd note of this bass line. 1 and 2 and. There it is right there. 1 and 2 and 3. And then it happens again on the C. 1 and 2 and 3 and. And when I get to the A, which is the downbeat 4, I'm on the F and the A. Listen, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I did F and A and then to C on the and of 4. Let me do that again. 1. One thing that I always like to also teach is that if you're having trouble with this syncopated feel, is you can play it straight. Listen to this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And 2 and 3 and 4 and. And if you're on the more beginner side, I would say spend time just with the left hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Or maybe you just need to focus on the right hand. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And notice that when I play this specific example, I get kind of up into the keys just a little bit, and I really have all the fingers sitting where they need to be. I'm not moving way up and going up into the keys and moving all over the place. I'm just sliding from that minor third to the major third. And a lot of my people who are in my practice group, you guys already have the sheet music. And let me say this, anybody has the sheet music, because I think my most popular video has this example. So just go get the sheet music to it and get this going. Now, the good thing about a C blues, a basic C blues, is that we're going to use the chords C, and then we're going to use F, and then we're going to use G. And the great thing is with this blues, all the fingerings are the exact same. So I use 2-3 to 1, and then I use 2-4 to 1, and I get up into the keys for a 3-5. And what this is C chord, F chord in second inversion, and then a C7 chord without the third note, and then it just goes over and over there. So when I go to an F chord, I'm thinking about an F scale, and I do triad to the fourth chord of an F scale, which is B flat in second inversion, and then an F7 chord in without the third. Now, that's a little more theory that we break down in other videos, but just know that it's the exact same fingering. So you do F triad to F and B flat with fingers 2 and 4, and then the last chord is F, C, and E flat. And then on the 5 chord you use G, and you have G triad sliding from the flat third to the major third, to a C chord in second version, and then to G chord without the third. So what I would do next is say, okay, here's the basic blues, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we'll do it 4 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and really slowly. Sorry, then I go to G, F, C. Now, I'm going to spend a little time on just F, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and let me spend a little time on G, 2 and 3 and 4 and... Alright, so let me tell you kind of an advanced tip on what I was just doing there. And that is, when you transition to the next chord, your thumb, in my opinion, is your right hand thumb is one of the most important things. So watch this. I'll do C for 4 measures. 2, 3, 4. Watch this. I get that thumb ready, and it helps me transition to the next part. Hey, Vicky. Now watch this. Sorry, I go back to C. Now my target note is going to be G. Watch this. Now F, C. If I actually played the right note. 2, 3, 4, watch. Let me slow it down. Get back to C. G. Alright, and let me just show you one other tip for today, and that is this, is you have this one example, but let's do a triplet example that I think this might be in Blues Volume 2. And all this is you're taking the C7 chord and you do F sharp to G, and you hold that top note. So and then 2 and. Let's do a more simple one. Okay, so we'll do that. You can do a triplet kind of feel like. But let's do a little more simple today. So I'll do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm hammering on F sharp to the G. That gives the 5th and the flat 7. I do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, let me see, where does the left hand lock up? It should be the same. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's the exact same as the other one. And 2 and 3 and 4. Now, if I'm having trouble, or even if I'm not, I need to isolate that bass line. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. And then I'm going to isolate the right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I see we have 4 people watching right now. And this is just a simple thing on the bass line. I am starting a bass line boot camp next Tuesday, which I'm kind of excited about. And we're just going over one of the bass lines. I think I've written out about 20 of them. But anyway, so here's what we're going to do is just a quick recap is we have syncopation here, syncopation on the offbeat. So the bass line is a C triad with the 6th note. And we're doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The first example we did is the most basic, the first lick in Blues Volume 1. And all we're doing is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And what you have to do is say, where does the left hand line up? And it lines up on the C's. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the G and the C line up. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and on 4 and it's the F and A together to the G and the C together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the lick that we just added was this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If you're enjoying this video, make sure you give it a like. I think it is helping me with the algorithms when you guys like the video and leave comments. So thank you for that. And do say hello in the chat. Thank you for saying hi, Vicky. And I do want to make sure all of this is helping you guys. I want to make sure that you don't have any questions related to this. But this example we're doing right now is F sharp to G. And make sure when you hammer on 2, 3 to 5 that you're on the downbeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And notice how it's rocking against the C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there we go. Now the great thing once again about C, F, and G is that this exact same fingering. Now we have to go, okay, there's the sharp 4 of an F scale, right? And I'm going to hammer on to get to my 5th note and my flat 7 of an F scale. And then there's the 4th chord of an F scale in second inversion. And then I slide from the minor third, the major third. So the exact same fingering and the exact same rhythm. There we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Same thing on G. Let's just go over that. So G, I think about the root 5th and the 6th, and I'm thinking, okay, there's the sharp 4, there's a tritone, right? And I hammer on to get to the 5th and the flat 7 of a G scale, to my fourth note of a G scale, a C chord in second inversion. Okay, so 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. Go back to F. Hey Patty, how's it going? So Patty and Vicky are both in our 5-week course. I did a free course for everyone that has the bundle, and we're on week 2. We're transposing Blues Volume 1 in all 12 keys. So we go a whole week learning 2 licks in all keys, and we're on week 2. So I'm very proud of them. And for everyone who is on iMusicAcademy or part of that, I wanted to make sure you guys also have these bass lines. Is that we're going to do, let's go over and make sure you guys have this bass lines. C6. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Let's do the first example. Here's that one we just did. Same thing when I go to F. Let me go over that transition again. Now I'll go to the G transition. Let me do that again. Very, very nice. Any questions on any of this, guys? Thank you for the likes again. And somebody else comment, say hello. And I thought about doing this. I really need to ask permission from our course members. But if anyone would like to join this week for free, we'll let you in for free. We'll let you in the course just to see what it's like, but you have to email me, bob@imusicacademy.com. All right, here we go. Let's just do some simple practice, and then we'll wind it up for today. And Patty and Vicky, I don't know if you guys have already seen the videos for this morning, but we did the 6th lick, and we'll just show everybody what we're doing. So we have, I'll go back to the regular bass line that we're working on, is this idea of the 6th note being a super important part of the blues, right? You have this da 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 da. So this morning I sent out a video. Well, I've already done all 12 keys for this week, but today you just have 3 keys to go, right? And we start off on C. Now, how do you get this kind of thing in all keys? Well, one is you learn your major scales, right? So that I can think in numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I go up to the 6th note, and I go 6, 5, 6, and then I'm going da-da-dum. I'm finding the minor third of C major. All right, so da-da-dum, da-da-dum. That's part 2, da-da-dum. So we have dee-da-da-da-da-da. Now I'm going to look for the 6th note on the bottom. And then how do you guys find the 6th note below? Is you go down 3 half steps. And why this is so important is because you guys have seen that I've been doing lots of training videos where I say, okay, you can use the C blues scale, but you can also use the A blues scale. The first 4 notes of the A blues scale sound great. And the reason is because you have the same notes from C major, including that 6th note, which is so important, right? So you have dee da 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 da. And I learn one section at a time. Da 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 6 5 6. Now I go flat third da da dum, and then I go 6 5 1 da 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 da. So that's actually 3 ideas into one. Dee da da dee da dum dee da 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 dum da da dum da da dum dum. What happens when I go to F? Da 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 da. Does that make sense to you guys? And then I could actually do, if we wanted to, and I'm doing this new bass line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Dee da 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 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3. And then you just have to figure out where the beats line up. Da, da, and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... Okay, any questions about any of that? Have to learn where the beats line up. All right, keep those likes coming in, and somebody else say hello in the chat. Let me know that you guys are enjoying these videos and these little fun practice sessions. All right, let me go. Let's talk about just kind of grooving on one thing. For you guys that are in the course, you know how we're doing. Like, let's say this week you're going to practice. On Monday, you're going to do 3 keys or even 2 keys. I want you guys to be able to play all of this stuff in all keys, right? So maybe today you're going to focus on, let's do this lick right here. So again, what's happening is I'm going sharp 4 to 5 to flat 7. Now what happens if I'm in the key of D flat? I have to do the same thing. I have to, first of all, I'm going to get my my tritone, right? Right? Let's do this again, and let me show you how I think of that. From a teaching standpoint, okay? So C7, everybody build a C7 or think about a C7, 1, 3, 5 in the major scale. Now, I know my numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, in the key of D, in the key of D flat, I'm going to do the D flat 7 there. I like that as well. But let's do the D flat major scale, right? You have to know D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and D flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to build my 1, 3, 5. That's your major 7 of the scale, but I need a flat 7, so I lower it by a half step. Okay, once I get into this shape, and this is where it really gets important, okay? Make sure you, I see we have 7 people now, so make sure you like this video if you're enjoying it. Okay, so there's my D flat 7. Now watch this. I'm going to go up a whole step with this note, and now I'm on the tritone of a D flat, just like I was here. Now I'm going to go back up and do a D flat 7 and watch my index finger go up there. Now I'm already where I need to be just by moving one note, right? D bum. Now the 4 chord of a D flat blues is G flat, da bum, and the last part of the lick is to hammer on that D flat. So we have dee dum da bum ba bum dee bum. Right? What if we're here? One and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's the only way we're going to get that. We have to really think about where we are in terms of where do the beats line up. And now I'm in D flat, which is 1, 3, 5 of D flat to the 6th note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the reason I got to that so quickly, that lick, is because I just said, well, there's a C7 and I'm visualizing that. Now I'm going to go up with this 2nd note, up a whole step, and now I'm already at the tritone. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 So here's another cool tip for you guys, is that so in terms of visualization and our finger, our techniques that we need to know. So for C major, or if I'm doing this idea, there's just one fingering, right? I'm either sliding from keys or I'm hammering on. And what I want you guys to know is that as you learn these techniques, you're either sliding off from the flat third or you're hammering on to the major third, right? So as we learn these every single week, we're learning these patterns and these licks and ideas. But you're learning a skill right there where D flat becomes major. So it doesn't matter what key we transpose to. I can go to D major, and there's my flat 7, and then by just the things that we just learned, I said I can go up a whole step in that note, and I'm already on the right thing, and I'm hammering on now, right? That's that technique, and hammer on again. So once I learn this hammer on technique, we're good to go because we've already learned the slide key. And let me just demonstrate this on example 1 for anybody watching. Or let's do this. If somebody else, we'll get 2 more likes, I'll do the transposition in all keys for that. In the meantime, I'll go back to where we were just to make sure you guys understand it. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now I'll do the triplet fill up. And what makes that work, guys, is counting in triplets. It's really hard to do if you're thinking just 1 and 2 and 3 and. But if you think in triplets, there 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 1 and then 2 and 1 and then 2 and then 3. And then we're just going to go the G chord, 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 1 and then 2 and then 3. Let's see. So Patty, that's actually that's a great. No, they're all new things. All new licks that I haven't even done yet. But what I'm doing this morning is basically I'm going to do a boot camp starting next Tuesday of different bass lines. And I think it's really cool to do, like in our course, we're doing this, right? And we've already done where you do eighth notes. And also I've been doing this lately. It's so interesting, all the different sounds, just by playing the same ideas. You can even make that. Right, you can just mix it up, make it however you want. Maybe I would do it like. Yeah, so there's that, and like I said, I wrote about 20 out, all the fingerings and everything. There's so many really cool bass lines to go with all this material. The fun thing is that it really takes on new life, these licks, when you just change the bass line. You just change up something very simple. All right, so when I'm practicing putting all this together, one thing I like to do is just, you don't have to change. Now I know we're in a changing all keys chorus right now, but sometimes you just need to groove for a while, right? In the key of C, for instance. And because if I'm just doing this newer bass line with example 1, I'm really working the fingers. And let's say that I've done that for a while, and I'm working this bass line 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, and maybe I need to go on the automatic pilot, the first 5 notes of the C blues scale, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And I first notice, where does it line up? On the F sharp. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If I did the blues scale coming down, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that will take a little time to get the coordination of that down. But what I think helps is when you think about the bass line in terms of the rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and make sure you get to that, and you focus on your bass line and don't worry as much about the right hand, and then you'll start to get some confidence in the left hand. I'm going to just do it more straight now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And when I was just doing there, I was thinking about the blues scale, but I was more concentrating on the left hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. All right, so a couple other things. So in this course that I've already sent out everything this morning to our group, is we've done 2 things. I'll just tell you guys. The lick we did this morning was, we just went over the C6 lick, but the other one, which is kind of fun, I call this a lick exercise. But you're taking the octave, you're going down to the flat 7, the 6, the flat 6, the 5, and then it's the first 5 notes of the blues scale. So as the way I teach this is, I say, all right, let's find that first 5 notes and get into that shape, right? And then the next thing is I go up to the octave, flat 7, 6, flat 6, and then the 5 coming down, like the 5 notes of the blues scale. So you have this. Let me do it again. 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So there's a lot of syncopation going on right there. And what I would say about this lick is that this lick exercise, this is great for transposition. Here's what I would want you to do with this idea, is you say, and we're doing this, you guys that had the videos, we did it this morning in 3 keys, right? So let me just give you guys a quick synopsis of what we just did. So C major, we learned C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and all of our notes. And then we say, all right, D flat has 5 flats. You have D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and D flat, right? So we learn that so that I can go, okay, 1, 8, or 1 again, flat 7. How do you find the flat 7 of any scale? You go down a whole step. So octave, flat 7, 6th note of the scale, which has that great lick there, the flat 6, and then you get into this blues shape, the first 5 notes of the D flat blues scale, right? This is why I say that everybody can do this transposition stuff. You learn your theory and you learn it one baby step at a time, and now like I can go take my hand off the keyboard and go right back, and I'm all over this really awful sounding chord. But once again, when you play the first 5 notes of the blues scale, you're already gaining confidence in D flat, right? Listen to this. 2 and 3. For people that are just joining, I did say, as long as I have this video up this week, you can join our group, but you have to email me, bob@iMusicAcademy.com. Just tell me a little bit about your playing. I mean, I don't care where your level is, but just a little bit about your background. And if you want to be in the course, I'm going to add you this week for the course is free. Anyway, I asked people originally just to have the blues volume, and they're still on sale, I think, but I made the course free. I've done probably 30 hours worth of material already for this 5-week course, but try it out this week for absolutely nothing, and it's free anyway. But even if you don't have the bundle, that's fine. Just email me, and we'll get you in the course, and you see if you like it and see if I'm a good fit for you. And if not, that's totally cool too. But if you email me, bob@iMusicAcademy.com, and you want to be in the group, there's no expectations on my end other than that you come join us. All right, here we go. So D flat major, octave, flat 7, 6, flat 6, and now I'm into this shape. So when I practice this, boom ba boom ba boom ba boom ba boom ba da 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 boo da 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 da. You're gonna get some confidence there. Boo da boo da boo da boo da boo da 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 da. Or maybe you just need to do the first 5 notes of the blues scale. Boo da 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 da. I want you singing along too. Boo da 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 da. All right, so let's do this. So we'll do one other key. We'll do D major, okay? So we have D major has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. So as I learn my numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, boom. And I'm gonna go octave, flat 7, 6 of the scale, flat 6, and then I get into this blues shape, right? First 5 notes of the blues scale. And what we're going to do is play this idea. Boom, I'll do it slower. All right, so you guys know that I like to teach shapes and ways of connecting your ideas together so that it makes sense. The first thing is pretty easy, is that you get to this shape of the D blues scale, first 5 notes. Every finger goes up, hovering over each note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I go octave, and I watch this. Flat, so octave first, then flat 7, down a whole step, and then I go chromatically down the next 3 notes. And then when I end on the A, that's the 5th note of the D scale, and I fit right into my D shape. So listen to this again and watch the visual of it. Octave first, flat 7, 6, flat 6, and then I settle in to that. Let me go back to D flat. So I'm getting to my root and 5th of a D flat scale. And how do I know this theory? Because I know my D flat major scale, and you guys are getting there too. D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and D flat. And one of the things we've been talking about in the course is that to learn our major scales forwards and backwards, we want to make sure that we can, I came up with this idea a long time ago where I said, all right, I'm going to write out my major scales, and let's just say C first, C, D, E, F, and then I wrote them out, and then I put a comma after F, C, D, E, F, and then we have G, A, B, C, and I practiced it like that, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then I did it backwards, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, and to put them in rhythm like that, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and backwards, then you really can get comfortable with spelling your major scales. And part of the reason is because not only do I want you to be able to think in terms of numbers, but also as you play ideas and scales and things, you want to be able to say C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. So say them forwards and backwards, right? It's really important. So if we do D flat, E, F, G flat, and I would write that out on a piece of paper, all the notes, but then I put the comma after the fourth note. D flat, E flat, F, G flat, and I practice that over and over. D flat, E flat, F, G flat. Second part is A flat, B flat, C, D flat. A flat, B flat, C, D flat. I'm even visualizing it. And then I go backwards. D flat, C, B flat, A flat. D flat, C, B flat, A flat. Then we go G flat, F, E flat, D flat. G flat, F, E flat, D flat. It's the same concept as to why you can do the ZYXs, right? ZYX, WVUT, SRQ, PONM, LK, JHD, FEDC, BNA, right? Forwards and backwards. It's kind of cool to be able to do both. All right, any questions before we sign off for today? You guys have been awesome. Oh, I didn't finish that. I was going to do D flat again. That's my fault. So D flat, and I think about, okay, there's my octave, there's my flat 7, and I'm going chromatically down to get back into the blues shape. Okay, I do it again. Boom, da, boom, da, boom, da, 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 boom, da, 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 da. I went octave, flat 7. How do you find the flat 7? Go down a whole step from your major scale. Boom, ba, ba, da, ba. 6, flat 6, and now your first 5 notes. Boom, da, 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 boom. Now, one other simple idea is that remember that you can go to find that 6th note that sounds so good. You go down, you can go up to the 6th note, or you can go down 3 half steps, and we're going to play the first 4 notes of the B flat blues scale, and now you have this. Let's do the octave thing. All right, does that make sense to you guys? We'll do a minute or so of any kind of questions that you have on anything, and then we'll sign off. So I'm kind of watching the timer now. Actually, let's end with the bass line. Or we can do this one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And all you have to do there is you go, okay, C7. I'm going to make my C7 chord 1, 3, 5 and a flat 7 of the C major scale. Take the second note and move it up a whole step, and you're right there on the tritone. And we're going to hammer on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then in my left hand I'm going to figure out where that lines up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, and the C lines up against the E, and 2 and 3, and then the G lines up with the C. Now, how much better are you going to get if you just practice that for a while? Imagine if you did that for 5 minutes. Or right hand only. 2 and 3 and and I'm just going to do one other key. So I'm going to go up to D flat. Once I get this fingering down, then I'll have the same fingering for all 12 keys. You had this slide key, and now we're going to get to a hammer-on key. I'm going to go up to D flat, and I've learned my D flat major scale, and I'm going to go 1, 3, 5, and flat 7 of a D flat major scale. Going to go up with that second finger, and now I'm on the tritone. I hammer on 1 and 2. That is the 4 chord of a D flat blues in second inversion. So we have, and I hammer on from the minor third of D flat to the major triad. So we go hammer on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and, or if I did the bass line, we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Right hand only. 4 and, play it straight if you want. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let's just do the last one. Let's do D major. We're gonna go D7. Go up by with the second finger up a whole step. Now you're on the tritone, 4 chord of the D blues, and you hammer on. Hammer on key, right? Go back to C. That's the triplet. G major. F. All right. I said I was going to do like a 30-minute session. I feel like we've been on here for an hour. Let's see. 48 minutes. So here's the cool thing is you guys are inspiring me to keep making videos as we're going through this course. And I love the fact that you guys are emailing me. Anybody can email me at any time. I don't care if you're in the courses or not. But there's tons of free stuff I have out there. You guys know this. There are all kinds of PDFs and everything. And if you have my blues bundle, you have so much material. And the cool thing is we're going through it, right? I'm even sending out videos of the stuff that's in volume 4 because I want your feedback on all of that. But I think we're getting somewhere. And seems like it's really working. I promise that those of you that are in the group, every single day you're doing this repetition, right? Of thinking about, all right, I'm transposing from C to D flat, which a lot of you haven't even thought about doing. But already we're like, okay, I'm in D flat and I'm building some confidence there. Or I might say, all right, example 1 in D flat. And as I said in the video yesterday, if you can play blues example 1 in C and in D flat, you know the fingering for all 12 keys. And the more you think about C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, and then you do the same thing on D flat will start to feel as comfortable as C major if we spend a little time there. All right, any questions? Anyone? Yeah, so I've already done all your videos to the course folks, the free course group. I've already done all your videos, and I'm tempted to just put them up early. What do you guys think? I don't want to overwhelm you. Today is C, C sharp, and D, but I've literally done all the videos for this week. So this is all just bonus stuff. All right, stay motivated. This is my last offer for anybody who's actually stayed around to listen to this. I'll just tell you, we're in the middle of this free course that I've given to everyone who has my bundle course. But what I'm saying, and it's very cheap right now, whatever it is at iMusicAcademy.com. It's all 3 blues volumes, all the videos, all the sheet music, and that gets you access to the practice group that we have, like, for sure 25 or 6 or 7 hours that I've already done of training, and you get access to all that as well. But the main thing is, I don't care if you buy anything or not right now. I'm just saying, if you want to be a part of the course this week, we're on week 2 of the 5-week course, but this week you can come in and see what all is going on and be a part of that. But you have to email me, bob@iMusicAcademy.com, and just tell me a little bit about that you want to be a part of it, and we'll let you be a part of it. Awesome. I'm glad that you just joined. And then we'll go from there. And I just want you guys to see what it's like, because I'm literally, normally, just for anybody who's watching this, I'm no different. If I were to take a lesson from somebody else, I would pay them $60 an hour, a $30, you could do half hour, but that's what I charge. I have students that pay me $60 an hour. And again, I would do the same if I was taking with somebody else. But I literally have done all of this for nothing, because my hope out of all of this is to build a significant community of people that want to practice, get better together, and also kind of interact with each other and kind of hold each other accountable. And so my hope is to shift a little bit from the private lessons, which I love teaching private lessons and I'll always do that, but more like a group kind of setting. And so I'm still figuring all of that out, but I love how this is all going. So if you want to be a part of that, email me, bob@iMusicAcademy.com. You don't have to buy the bundle. You can get in and be a part of this for nothing, and just see if it's right for you. If you do want to get the bundle course, it is on sale. It's very cheap, but it's tons of stuff. So even to prepare, even to go through my lessons, I actually printed them out, even though you can get all the things are on Dropbox, but I also do, I made PDF versions for your iPads, right? But I went ahead and printed out all the sheet music and everything. And you can see that all the fingerings are written out, all the notes. And even if you don't read music, you will find those PDFs helpful, because it shows you the fingerings I use on everything. And it actually can help you learn how to read music. So anyway. All right, guys. Happy Monday once again. Thank you for liking this video, sharing this video. And I need to know from the group, do you guys want me to upload the rest of this week's training early, or do you want me to wait? I already uploaded this morning, so. I love how this thing is on a delay. Oh, I have one other kind of interesting announcement, and I need your feedback. This is for our 30 people that are in the group. I need people to respond to this, and that is, I have a Discord that was set up for me by my administrator. So Discord is ready to go if we want to use Discord. The other option is WhatsApp, and we can actually do some more live chats, and I can get your messages quicker even than email. So think about that. Okay, very good. Now, Portugal, help me out and tell me your first name again. Otherwise, I'll be calling you Portugal, and then I won't be able to stop calling you Portugal. my gut feeling is that I'm just gonna I'll upload everything and just kind of keep sending out the emails to say, hey, don't forget today's video is whatever. Oh yeah, Peter. All right, Peter, I got you. Peter, I don't know, Peter. I kind of like calling you Portugal. Yeah, Peter. Peter, you're awesome with email communication. Nice. I got you. All right. Well, I'm going to call you either one, but I at least know you're Peter. Peter is, even though I think at some, our schedules are a little bit different, is always checking in about everything. Yeah, you have to find a little more time to practice. Here's what I'll say, guys, is consistency is the key. Even if it's something very simple as, I mean, there's a reason that I get you guys doing Blues Example 1. And because I want you to be able to play it in all keys, but also once you, if you've seen my videos where I do Example 1, and then we say, all right, here's another simple thing you can do with the first 5 notes of the blues scale. For instance, right, we did, and we started adding all these very simple, subtle changes. You have just the first 5 notes of the blues scale, or the first 4 notes of the A blues scale, or that Oscar Peterson idea that's so simple. And then you start putting it all together, and then it's not it's not Bob's stuff, it's Peter's thing. Or same thing with Vicky, right? You start doing your own thing. And all I'm thinking is that shape. Oh, and I also said, of course, that you can do the A blues scale. It's going to sound good. Or today's lick. Oscar Peterson. I'm going to go to the F chord. That's a lick from Volume 2, I think. Just from today. So you take these simple ideas, and then you start putting the blues scale. Like we did some videos fairly recently on connecting the blues scale, and then pretty soon you're playing in all keys and you're doing your own thing. I will be looking forward to checking out all the people who have checked out this morning's video. You guys dig into that. Let me know if you have any questions. And I will see you guys in the next video. You guys are awesome. Keep the emails coming. Let me know about Discord or WhatsApp, what you prefer in terms of our chat group that I'm about to create. All right, Peter, good to see you. Patty, great to see you as always. Vicky, as always, great to see you. And I look forward to hearing from you guys and the rest of the chat. Keep up the great work. I'll see you in the